You have until Friday, Isabella. Damien Cade's voice cut through the lobby like a blade. Isabella Drayton's hands gripped her desk, her father's desk, the one he built this empire from. After that, I take your company and your name. She looked up, met his eyes, saw nothing but hunger there. Get out. Damien smiled, that goddamn smile, the one that said he'd already won. Friday, Isabella. He turned toward the door. Enjoy your last 3 days. His lawyers followed, expensive suits, dead eyes, predators. Then Damien stopped. His head turned, like a shark smelling blood. He'd spotted something, someone, the janitor. Ethan Cross was emptying trash near the fountain when the room went silent. He knew that silence, the kind that came before humiliation. Wait! Damien's voice echoed across marble. I just realized something. Ethan didn't look up. Invisibility was survival. 5 years of it. Isabella, you do have help. No, please no. You're janitor. Ethan's hands tightened on the trash bag. If you're enjoying this story, hit subscribe and comment where you're watching from. We love hearing from you. Damien walked toward him, slow, deliberate, enjoying it. What's your name, buddy? 3 seconds of silence. Ethan. Ethan! Damien clapped his hands. You've been here, what, 5 years? Mopping floors? You must know something about business, right? Nervous laughter rippled through the lobby. His lawyers smirked. Even Isabella's board members looked away. Isabella felt rage explode in her chest. Damien, stop. No, I'm serious. He circled Ethan like prey. Isabella's about to lose everything. Maybe you can save her. He stopped, towered over him. Go ahead. Give her some financial advice. The silence was crushing. Ethan stood there, head down, grey coveralls, invisible. Then something changed. His shoulders squared. You want my advice? Ethan's voice was quiet, but it had teeth. Damien grinned wider. This should be good. Ethan set the trash bag down, wiped his hands, took 3 steps forward, looked up. His eyes weren't afraid, they were dangerous. Damien's smile flickered. Section 14.7 of your acquisition contract, Ethan said, voice gaining speed, contains a hidden performance clause. If Isabella demonstrates a 12% operational efficiency increase within 72 hours, verified by independent audit, your takeover becomes void. The room went dead silent. Damien's smile froze. It's buried in Appendix J, page 247, subsection C. You hid it knowing nobody reads that far. Ethan's words were surgical. But I did. Last Tuesday, when you left the contract on the conference table after your 2 p.m. meeting, one of Damien's lawyers went pale, grabbed her tablet, started scrolling frantically. If Isabella triggers that clause, Ethan continued, turning to her now, Damien loses everything. $340 million in financing, another $150 million in penalties. He won't just lose your company. He paused. He'll lose his. Damien's face drained of color. Who the hell are you? Ethan picked up his trash bag. His face went neutral again. Forgettable. I'm the janitor. He walked toward the service hallway, but his voice floated back. You should have been more careful what you left lying around. The lobby exploded, lawyers scrambling, tablets out, urgent whispers. Find it, Damien hissed. I'm looking. The lawyer stopped. Her throat bobbed. It's there. Section 14.7, Appendix J, page 247. Damien's hands clenched into fists. He pointed at Isabella, hand shaking. This isn't over. Then he stormed out. The doors spun. He was gone. Isabella stood frozen, heart hammering, mind racing. 30 seconds later, she found Ethan in the maintenance closet, wringing out a mop like nothing happened. Ethan. He didn't turn around. You just saved my company. Maybe. Who are you? He finally looked at her, and she saw it, the weight, the exhaustion, the ghosts. Someone who used to matter, he said quietly, before Damien Cade destroyed my life. Ice spread through her chest. What? Ethan leaned against the sink. The fluorescent light flickered above them. 5 years ago, I was lead financial strategist at Valerius Capital, youngest VP in company history. I built the risk models that made them $3 billion in 1 quarter. He stopped, swallowed hard. Then I found evidence Damien was running an illegal offshore fund, laundering money through the Caymans. I reported it. Isabella's hands went cold. 2 weeks later, I was arrested for insider trading. Evidence appeared. Fabricated trades, fake emails, everything pointing to me. I lost my license, my career. My wife left. Took my daughter. His voice cracked. Lily has a rare autoimmune disorder. Treatments cost $40,000 every 6 weeks. Insurance won't cover it. My wife couldn't handle being married to a criminal. She filed for divorce, got full custody. He looked up. His eyes were drowning. Nobody would hire me. Couldn't get a job anywhere. So I came here, where nobody looks at the janitor, where I could disappear and just survive. Isabella couldn't breathe. But then something shifted in Ethan's face. Something hard, angry, dangerous. You've got 72 hours to save your company. I know how to do it. But I need full access. Financial records, board meetings, everything. Isabella studied him. This man who'd been invisible for 5 years. This man Damien just tried to humiliate. This man who might be her only shot. You have 72 hours, she said, and full access. Ethan's jaw tightened. Then let's burn him to the ground. But neither of them knew the truth yet. The performance clause was just the beginning. Because Damien had buried something deeper, something that would destroy them both if they triggered it. And in exactly 71 hours and 43 minutes, they were going to find out. Isabella's office felt smaller with Ethan in it. He stood at her window staring at the city below, silent, calculating. She'd given him access to everything 30 minutes ago, financial records, operational data, board meeting transcripts, files her own CFO hadn't seen, and he hadn't said a word since. The silence was driving her insane. Ethan, your CFO is stealing from you. Isabella's blood went cold. What? Ethan turned from the window. His eyes were sharp, focused, nothing like the defeated janitor from an hour ago. Marcus Chen, your chief financial officer. He's been siphoning funds through a subsidiary in Delaware for 8 months. Small amounts, $127,000 here, $83,000 there, buried in operational expenses. He walked to her desk, pulled up a spreadsheet on her computer. Numbers filled the screen. See these consulting fees? They're all going to the same shell company, Meridian Advisory Group, registered 3 weeks after Damien started circling your company. Isabella's hands clenched into fists. Marcus, her father's protege, the man she'd trusted with her company's finances. How much? $4.2 million total. Ethan's voice was flat, clinical. But that's not the real problem. There's a worse problem. Marcus has been feeding Damien your financial data, real time, every merger discussion, every contract negotiation, every weakness in your supply chain. He looked at her. Damien didn't just get lucky finding that performance clause. He designed the contract around your exact vulnerabilities because Marcus told him where to strike. Rage exploded in Isabella's chest. 5 years. She'd worked with Marcus for 5 years, promoted him, defended him when the board questioned his aggressive accounting, and he'd been selling her out the entire time. I want him arrested. No. Isabella's head snapped up. Excuse me? Ethan leaned against her desk. If you arrest Marcus now, Damien knows we're onto him. He'll adjust. Bury evidence. We lose our advantage. So what do you suggest? A dangerous smile crossed Ethan's face. The first real smile she'd seen from him. We feed Marcus exactly what we want Damien to hear. 20 minutes later, Isabella called an emergency board meeting. Marcus walked in looking confident. Expensive suit, polished shoes. That easy smile that used to make her think he had everything under control. Now it just made her want to break his teeth. Isabella. He sat across from her. What's this about? We have a problem. She pushed a folder across the desk. Damien's performance clause. We have 71 hours to demonstrate a 12% operational efficiency increase. Marcus opened the folder. His eyes scanned the pages. She watched him carefully, looking for the tells Ethan had mentioned. There, his left eye twitched, just slightly. This is ambitious, Marcus said carefully. Where did you even find this clause? The janitor pointed it out. Marcus laughed, actually laughed. The janitor? Isabella, we need serious solutions, not... He read the entire contract, something you apparently didn't do. The smile died on Marcus's face. I need you to run the numbers, Isabella continued. Find me every possible efficiency gain. Manufacturing, logistics, procurement, everything. I want a full report in 6 hours. Marcus stood. Isabella, even if we find the efficiencies, implementing them in 72 hours is impossible. You'd need to restructure entire departments. Then we restructure. Her voice was ice. My father built this company from nothing. I'm not losing it to Damien Cade because we were afraid of hard work. Something shifted in Marcus's expression. For just a second, she saw it. Calculation. Like he was already planning his next call to Damien. I'll get you that report, he said. He left. Isabella counted to 10, then looked at the supply closet door. Ethan emerged holding a small recording device. Got it all, he said. He'll call Damien within the hour. Tell him you're scrambling, desperate, probably going to fail. And then? Then Damien relaxes, thinks he's already won, stops looking for other threats. Isabella studied him. You've done this before, this kind of corporate warfare. Ethan's jaw tightened. I learned from the best, before he destroyed me. Who taught you? My mentor, Victor Strauss. He built 3 Fortune 500 companies before he retired. Taught me everything, risk modeling, game theory, how to see 10 moves ahead. His voice cracked slightly. He died 6 months after I was arrested, heart attack. I wasn't allowed at the funeral, restraining order from the company. Isabella felt something break in her chest. Ethan, we don't have time for sympathy. He pulled up another file on her computer. We need to talk about the real problem. There's another problem? The performance clause is a trap. Isabella's stomach dropped. What? Ethan's fingers flew across the keyboard. I've been running scenarios for the past hour. Every possible way to hit that 12% efficiency increase. And I found something. A contract appeared on screen. Dense legal text. Section 19(4), the penalty clause if we fail the performance audit. Isabella read the words. Once. Twice. Her blood turned to ice. If we attempt the performance increase and fail verification, you forfeit your voting rights in the company for 5 years. Damien doesn't just get the company, he gets it immediately. No appeals, no challenges. The room tilted. So if we try and fail, you lose everything faster. Ethan looked at her. It's not just a clause, it's a guillotine. He baited you into trying something nearly impossible, knowing that when you fail, you hand him everything on a silver platter. Isabella couldn't breathe. Damien hadn't just planned a takeover, he'd planned an execution. So what do we do? Ethan was quiet for 3 seconds. Then, we don't just hit 12% efficiency. He turned to her, his eyes were burning. We hit 15% in 48 hours. And we document every single change so perfectly that even Damien's lawyers can't challenge it. That's impossible. I know. That dangerous smile returned. That's why he'll never see it coming. Isabella looked at this man, this janitor who used to be a genius, this father fighting for his daughter, this ghost who'd just become her only weapon. Tell me what you need. Full authority. I restructure departments, people will hate you. I cut costs, you'll make enemies. I move fast, things will break. I don't care. Your board will try to stop us. Let them try. Ethan nodded once. Then we start now. He pulled up a blueprint of the entire company structure. First, we're shutting down the Baltimore facility. Isabella's eyes went wide. That's 300 jobs. That we're moving to the automated facility in Tennessee. Cuts production costs by 18%, increases output by 23%. We eat the relocation costs now, gain efficiency permanently. His fingers moved to another file. Second, we renegotiate every supplier contract. I found $8 million in redundant procurement. We consolidate. Today. Suppliers will push back. Let them. We have leverage. Show them Damien's takeover attempt. Tell them if he wins, he'll gut their contracts anyway. They'll cooperate. Isabella's heart was racing. Third, and this is the big one, we expose Marcus. She blinked. I thought we were using him. We were. Now we burn him, publicly. Tonight, at the board meeting. Ethan's eyes were cold. We make him the villain. Show the board he's been feeding Damien information. Rally them around you. Turn this from a business fight into a war. Isabella stared at him. This wasn't just strategy. This was scorched earth. If we do this, she said slowly, there's no going back. No, Ethan agreed. There isn't. She thought of her father, of the company he built, of everything Damien wanted to destroy. Do it. Ethan pulled out his phone. Then let's start a war. 3 floors below, Marcus Chen made a phone call. It's me. She's panicking. Trying some desperate efficiency play, she'll fail. Damien's laugh echoed through the speaker. Perfect. Let her try. Let her hang herself. But neither of them knew. The real trap wasn't the performance clause. It was something buried deeper. Something even Ethan hadn't found yet. And in 47 hours, it would detonate. The boardroom smelled like expensive cologne and old money. Isabella sat at the head of the table, watching her board members file in. 12 faces, half of them probably already plotting how to replace her. Marcus arrived last. That confident smile still plastered across his face. She wanted to rip it off. Thank you all for coming on short notice, Isabella began. Her voice was steady, calm, the kind of calm that came right before a hurricane. We have 68 hours until Damien Cade takes this company, so let's talk about how we're going to stop him. Richard Morrison, her oldest board member, leaned back in his chair. Isabella, we've reviewed the performance clause. It's a poison pill. Even attempting it could... I know what it could do, Richard. Then you know this is suicide. He spread his hands. Perhaps it's time to consider other options. A negotiated sale, better terms. We could... Surrender. Isabella's voice cut like glass. That's your strategy? Give Damien exactly what he wants? Uncomfortable silence. Marcus cleared his throat. Richard has a point. The operational restructuring required to hit 12% efficiency in 72 hours. It's mathematically improbable. We'd need to... 15%. Everyone turned. Ethan stood in the doorway. Grey coveralls replaced by a borrowed suit that didn't quite fit. But his eyes, those eyes were sharp enough to cut diamonds. Who the hell is this? Richard demanded. This is Ethan Cross, Isabella said. My new head of strategic operations. The room exploded. You hired a janitor. Isabella, have you lost your mind? This is exactly why we need new leadership. Enough. Isabella's voice silenced them. Ethan found the performance clause that Marcus and his 500-an-hour lawyers missed. So maybe we should listen. Ethan walked to the presentation screen, plugged in a USB drive. Numbers filled the display. Baltimore facility closure and Tennessee relocation, 18% cost reduction, 23% output increase. Supplier contract consolidation, $8 million in savings, 14% procurement efficiency gain, logistics optimization using predictive AI, 22% faster delivery times. He clicked through slides faster than most of them could read. Combined with workforce reallocation, automated quality control, and just-in-time inventory management, we hit 15.3% operational efficiency increase, fully documented, fully verifiable. Richard was shaking his head. Even if the math works, and I'm not saying it does, you can't implement this in 68 hours. The human cost alone will be worth it when we're not working for Damien Cade. Ethan's voice was ice. Marcus leaned forward, still smiling, still playing his role. Ethan, if I can call you that, you're talking about restructuring decisions that took us years to put in place. The regulatory filings alone are already drafted. Ethan pulled out another folder. Along with the relocation packages, severance agreements, and union negotiations. I spent the last 6 hours on the phone with every department head. They're ready. Lie. Beautiful lie. But Marcus didn't know that. Isabella watched Marcus's left eye twitch. There it was. This is insane, Marcus said, losing some of that confidence. You're betting the entire company on a plan built in 6 hours by a... He caught himself. By someone with no current industry experience. Actually, Ethan said quietly, I have plenty of experience. Just ask your friend Damien. The room went silent. Marcus's face drained of color. What's that supposed to mean? Richard asked. Isabella stood. This was it, the moment Ethan had choreographed. It means Marcus has been feeding Damien our financial data for 8 months. It means he's stolen $4.2 million through a Delaware shell company, and it means, she clicked the remote. A new image appeared on screen. Bank transfers, emails, phone records, all pointing to Marcus. He's the reason Damien knew exactly where to strike. The room erupted again, but different this time, angry, betrayed. Marcus shot to his feet. This is absurd. These documents are fabricated. Are they? Ethan's voice was soft, dangerous. Because I'm pretty sure Meridian Advisory Group is registered in your wife's maiden name. And those consulting fees, they match your daughter's private school tuition payments almost exactly. Marcus's jaw worked silently. You want to know the funny part? Ethan stepped closer. I don't even blame you. Damien's good at finding people's pressure points. Debt, ambition, fear. He found mine 5 years ago. Destroyed my entire life. His voice cracked slightly. But here's the difference between you and me, Marcus. When I went down, I didn't take innocent people with me. Isabella had never seen a man crumble so completely. Marcus grabbed his briefcase. His hands were shaking. I'll be speaking with my lawyers. You'll be speaking with the FBI. Isabella's voice was steel. Security is waiting outside, along with 2 federal agents very interested in your offshore accounts. Marcus's face went white. The doors opened. 2 men in suits, federal badges gleaming. Marcus Chen? The lead agent stepped forward. We have some questions about your financial activities. They escorted him out. The boardroom door closed. Nobody spoke for 10 seconds. Then Richard cleared his throat. Well, that was dramatic. Isabella sat back down. Her heart was hammering, but her face stayed calm. Now, unless anyone else is working for Damien Cade, let's talk about how we save this company. 2 hours later, Isabella found Ethan on the roof, smoking a cigarette or trying to. His hands were shaking too much to light it. You don't smoke, she said. Not in 5 years. He gave up, tossed the cigarette. Thought maybe tonight I'd start again. That was brilliant, what you did in there. That was terrifying. He looked at her. I just destroyed a man's life in front of 12 witnesses. Same thing Damien did to me. It's not the same. Marcus chose... Did he? Ethan's voice cracked. You heard what I said. Damien finds pressure points. Maybe Marcus had a sick kid too. Maybe he was desperate. Maybe... His phone rang. He looked at the screen. His face went pale. It's the hospital. Isabella's stomach dropped. Ethan answered. This is Ethan Cross. She watched his face collapse. When? How bad? His voice was barely a whisper. I can't. The insurance company said... What do you mean she needs it tonight? He listened. His hands were shaking. I don't have $40,000. I don't have... He stopped, closed his eyes. Please, just give me 2 hours. I'll figure something out. He hung up, turned to Isabella, and she saw raw terror in his eyes. Lily's crashing. Her immune system is attacking her kidneys. They need to start emergency treatment tonight or... His voice broke. She has maybe 6 hours. Isabella felt like she'd been punched. The treatment costs $40,000 up front. Insurance won't cover it. I've called everyone, sold everything. I'm tapped out. He slid down the wall, sat on the concrete, put his head in his hands. I'm trying to save your billion-dollar company, and I can't even save my own daughter. Isabella stared at him. This man who'd just orchestrated a brilliant corporate takedown. This father who was breaking apart. She made a decision. What hospital? Ethan looked up. What? What hospital is she at? Presbyterian. But Isabella, I can't ask you to... You're not asking, I'm telling. She pulled out her phone. My assistant will wire the money in 10 minutes. Full treatment, whatever she needs. Ethan's eyes filled with tears. I can't repay. Then don't. Just save my company. She smiled, actually smiled. Consider it a signing bonus for the most interesting head of strategic operations I've ever hired. He stood, grabbed her hand, shook it hard. Thank you. Thank you. Go. Be with your daughter. He ran for the stairs. Isabella stood alone on the roof. Her phone buzzed. Unknown number. She answered. Hello? That was quite a show tonight. Her blood went cold. Damien, you think exposing Marcus changes anything? His voice was smooth, amused. He was a pawn, expendable, but you've just made a very expensive mistake, Isabella. What are you talking about? The money you just wired for the janitor's daughter? That came from your discretionary fund, which means... He paused, savoring it. It just triggered a covenant violation in your credit line. Your bank can now call the entire $200 million loan, which they will, because I own 40% of that bank. Isabella's world tilted. Without that credit line, you can't fund the restructuring, can't hit the performance targets, can't save your company. He laughed. You just traded your empire for a janitor's kid. The line went dead. Isabella stood there, staring at her phone, and realized she'd just lost everything. Isabella didn't sleep. Couldn't. She sat in her office at 3 a.m. staring at the credit violation notice on her screen. $200 million loan, callable in 24 hours. Without it, the restructuring died. The performance clause failed. Damien won. She'd saved a little girl's life and destroyed her father's legacy. The door opened. Ethan walked in. His eyes were red, exhausted. But something else burned there now. Lily's stable. Treatment's working. They think... His voice caught. They think she'll be okay. That's good. Isabella's voice was hollow. Isabella. Damien called. The money I wired triggered a covenant violation. My credit line is dead. We can't fund the restructuring. She looked at him. It's over. Ethan stared at her for 3 seconds. Then he smiled. That dangerous, shark-like smile. No, it's not. He crossed to her desk, pulled up a file she'd never seen before. You think I spent 6 hours just planning operational efficiency? His fingers flew across the keyboard. I was looking for this. A contract appeared. Dense. Technical. 3 years ago, Damien's company, Cade Capital, took out a leveraged loan to fund his European expansion. $600 million. The collateral. His entire stock portfolio. Isabella's heart started beating faster. The loan has a margin call clause. If his portfolio value drops below 40% of the loan amount, the bank can seize his assets. All of them. So? Ethan pulled up another screen. Stock charts. Damien's portfolio is heavily concentrated in 3 companies. Valerius Tech, Meridian Holdings, and guess what the third one is? Isabella leaned forward. Drayton Industries. He's been buying your stock for months, betting it would spike when he took over. It's 22% of his entire portfolio. Ethan's eyes gleamed. If your stock price drops 30% in the next 48 hours, his margin call triggers. The bank liquidates everything. He loses his company trying to take yours. Isabella felt electricity shoot through her veins. How do we drop our stock price? We announce the restructuring. Tonight. Baltimore facility closure, 300 jobs relocated. Wall Street hates uncertainty. Your stock will crater by morning. But that destroys our market cap for 48 hours. Then we announce the efficiency results. Stock recovers. Damien doesn't. Isabella stared at him. You magnificent bastard. I learned from the best. His smile faded. My mentor Victor used to say, the best revenge isn't destroying your enemy. It's making them destroy themselves. She stood, paced, mind racing. If we do this, our investors will panic. The board will revolt. Let them. We have 42 hours until the performance audit. If we hit our targets, none of it matters. And if we don't, Ethan's jaw tightened, then we both lose everything. Isabella thought of her father, of the company he built, of Damien's laugh on the phone. You just traded your empire for a janitor's kid. Draft the press release, she said. We go public in 1 hour. At 4:17 a.m. the announcement hit the wire. Drayton Industries announces major restructuring by 5 a.m. Her phone was exploding, investors screaming, board members threatening resignation, the stock price dropping like a stone. By 6 a.m. it was down 18%, by 7 a.m. 25%, by 8 a.m. 32%. Isabella watched the numbers fall and felt sick. Then her phone rang. Damien. She put it on speaker. You've lost your mind. His voice was tight, controlled, but she heard the edge underneath. You just tanked your own stock. Restructuring requires bold moves. Bold? He laughed, hard. You just committed corporate suicide. Your investors are abandoning ship. Your stock is worthless. For now. There is no for now. You have 36 hours to hit those performance targets with no funding, no credit, and no investor confidence. His voice turned to ice. You're finished, Isabella. Maybe, but I'll die fighting, which is more than you've ever done. She hung up, turned to Ethan. Think it worked? He was staring at his laptop, at Damien's portfolio tracking. His margin call triggered 6 minutes ago. Isabella's breath caught. His bank is liquidating positions. He's losing... Ethan's eyes went wide. Oh my God. He's losing everything. They watched the numbers cascade. Damien's portfolio collapsing in real time. $600 million loan being called. His company's assets being seized. We did it, Isabella whispered. Not yet. Ethan's face went serious. He still has one move left. What move? Ethan pulled up another file. His hands were shaking. Remember I said I used to work at Valerius Capital? That I built their risk models? Yes. I built something else too, something I shouldn't have. He looked at her, terrified. An algorithm, the Argent Protocol, designed to predict and manipulate market movements. It's illegal, weaponized trading. Isabella's blood went cold. Where is it now? Damien stole it when he framed me. I thought he'd destroyed it. But if he's desperate enough... Ethan's voice cracked. He could crash the entire market, take everyone down with him. How do we stop it? There's a kill switch built into the code, but only 2 people know how to activate it. You and Marcus, my old protege. I taught him everything. Ethan pulled up a contact. His finger hovered over the call button. He's probably working for Damien now, has been for years. He might not help. Call him anyway. Ethan dialed. 3 rings. Ethan? Marcus's voice, surprised, wary. I need your help. You've got some nerve. Damien's about to trigger Argent. You know what that means. Silence. Then, he wouldn't. That's financial terrorism. He's lost everything. He's desperate. And when Damien gets desperate, people die. More silence. What do you need? Access to the Valerius mainframe. The kill switch is buried in the derivatives trading system. We have... He checked his watch. 16 minutes before market open. Ethan, if I do this, I'm finished. Damien will destroy me. He's already destroyed you, just like he destroyed me 5 years ago. Ethan's voice softened. But maybe we can stop him from destroying everyone else. 10 seconds of silence. Then, send me the access codes. At 9:29 a.m., 1 minute before the market opened, Ethan's fingers flew across the keyboard, Marcus on the other line, talking him through it. Northeast server, section 7, kill switch is hidden in... Found it. Ethan's hand hovered over the enter key. If I'm wrong about this... You're not wrong, Marcus said quietly. Execute it. Ethan pressed enter. The screen went black. Then, Argent Protocol. Terminated. The market opened. Normal trading. No crash. No chaos. Ethan collapsed back in his chair. "We did it!" Isabella's phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. "You should have taken the deal." Then another. "Enjoy your victory. It won't last." She looked at Ethan. "He's not done." "No." Ethan stood, exhausted, determined. "But neither are we." Outside, Damien Cade sat in his car, watching Drayton Industries. He'd lost his company, his fortune, everything, but he still had one card left, the performance audit, and he'd just bribed the auditor. The auditor arrived at 9 a.m. sharp. Gerald Pitts, 62. Wire-rimmed glasses, clipboard. The kind of man who'd never broken a rule in his life. Or so Isabella thought. She met him in the lobby with Ethan beside her. "Mr. Pitts, thank you for coming on short notice. Just doing my job, Ms. Drayton." His smile didn't reach his eyes. "Let's begin." For 6 hours they walked him through everything. Baltimore closure documentation, supplier contracts, logistics optimization, every efficiency gain documented to the decimal point. 15.3% operational improvement, every number verified. Gerald took notes, said nothing. His face revealed nothing. At 3 p.m. he closed his briefcase. "I'll have my report by 5 p.m. He left. Isabella turned to Ethan. "Something's wrong." "I know." His jaw was tight. He didn't ask enough questions. "What do we do?" Ethan pulled out his phone, started making calls. At 4:47 p.m., Gerald Pitts uploaded his audit report. Performance audit. Failed operational efficiency increase, 11.8% performance clause not triggered. Isabella stared at the screen, her world tilting. "That's impossible. We documented everything." "He changed the numbers." Ethan's voice was dead. Damien got to him. Her phone rang. Damien. "Hello, Isabella." His voice was silk, poison. "Looks like you fell short. What a shame. I'll be taking control of Drayton Industries effective immediately." She closed her eyes. Then Ethan grabbed the phone from her hand. "Damien, it's Ethan." Silence on the other end. "You remember me, don't you? The man whose life you destroyed? The janitor you humiliated? What do you want?" "To tell you that you just lost." Ethan smiled. "See, I knew you'd bribe the auditor. So yesterday, I hired a second independent audit firm. They've been shadowing Gerald all day, recording everything, including the phone call he made to your lawyer at 2:37 p.m. discussing how to falsify the numbers." The line went silent. "That recording is already with the SEC, the FBI, and every major news outlet." Ethan's voice turned to ice. "You're not taking this company. You're going to prison." He hung up. Isabella stared at him. When did you?" "Yesterday, after you saved my daughter's life." His eyes were wet. "I realized I wasn't just fighting for your company anymore. I was fighting for someone who actually gave a damn about people." She couldn't speak. Her phone buzzed. Email from the real audit firm. Performance audit. Past operational efficiency increase. 15.4% performance clause successfully triggered. Isabella's legs went weak. They'd won. 1 month later, Isabella stood at her father's desk, her desk, watching the news. Damien Cade indicted on 47 counts of fraud, market manipulation, bribery. The screen showed him in handcuffs, that arrogant smile finally gone. Her door opened. Ethan walked in. Real suit this time. Tailored. He'd gained weight. Looked healthier. "Head of Strategic Operations looks good on you," she said. "Feels good too." He smiled. "Lily started school yesterday. First day she's felt well enough in 2 years. I'm glad." He walked to the window, looked out at the city. "You know what the best part is?" "What?" "I'm not invisible anymore." Isabella joined him at the window. "You never were. You just needed someone to actually look." They stood there, two people who'd been broken, who'd rebuilt each other. "Thank you," Ethan said quietly, "for seeing me." "Thank you," Isabella replied, "for saving me." Outside, the city gleamed, and for the first time in 5 years, Ethan Cross felt like he'd finally come home.